So you said there was an ice raid just happened?
Yeah, they just went there and randomly they're trying to threatening my roommate and they're trying to break the doors. I'm a U.S. citizen.
So why are they going into your apartment?
I don't know.
We're here in Minneapolis outside the Bishop Henry Whipple Federal Building. This is the building where a lot of the ICE agents are coming out, and there's a group of protesters here that are screaming at them when they come out. It's interesting because they're coming in the cars and they have their masks on now, so it's not like they're using the masks to stay warm in the cold. They're just, covering their faces so people don't see them. I talked to some people who I know here in Minnesota, and they said that some of their coworkers are afraid to come into work because people are getting pulled over simply because they have black or brown skin, and the ICE agents will ask to see their papers. So ask to see their papers in 2026 in the United States of America.
We are here in Minneapolis at the memorial for Renee Good behind us. Can you tell me about your sign?
Yeah, I just want to say to my neighbors who are immigrants that you belong here, and this city is better because you're here, and we love you.
We're outside the Bishop Henry Whipple Federal Building right now, and what are you doing out here today?
I'm just trying to let the federal government know that they shouldn't be snatching my neighbors.
And why Minneapolis? Minneapolis has been the focus of so many pivotal things, so many important things in recent years. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think because we're a diverse community, that makes us a target. I think we have neighbors who care about each other and are going to show up for each other, and so they want to see a show. They want to see us slip up and make mistakes, and I think so far we're doing a really good job of not giving in to what they want and giving in to any violence.
And so do you think that's the goal of the administration, is to kind of create violence or chaos? What's your view of that?
Wow, we're really diving into it. I think they want to make an enemy out of us. I think they want to make us look like people they can't support, and to get the general public on their side and against us. I think that's totally their aim.
Every single one of these ICE agents who is coming in, here's another one now, and another example. They're all wearing masks to cover their faces. The shame is just so great they can't even look at themselves in the mirror. So he was filming. Why do you think he was filming you all when he was coming out?
Intimidation tactics. Maybe they want to hurt U.S. citizens. I don't really know what it is, but I know that I'm not scared of them seeing my face. I am exercising my First Amendment right, and I will continue to.
We are not a city that puts up with things like this. We are not a city that takes kindly to things like this. We're still here. We're going to hold the line, and this too will pass. I don't know. I'm afraid we haven't seen the worst of this, but we are not going to stand for this nonsense.
I wonder how many Proud Boys are ICE agents now. I wonder how many people that were in prison for January 6th are ICE agents now. I wouldn't surprise me at all if some of them are.
They're talking about going door to door, armed, and expecting us to just roll over and take it, when the American people are supposed to know that we're able to defend ourselves. I mean, I think our former governor, Jesse Ventura, said it right, that we have devolved into a unconstitutional third world country. And I think that the American people needs to remember things like Ruby Ridge and remember we have the right to defend ourselves.
Do you think there's a time in history where a federal masked police force were the good guys?
No, I don't. Becky?
I can't think of any.
This definitely feels like a really sad movie from World War II. We were just talking with somebody here about if ICE was in Aldi right here, and then somebody else drove up and said, are they here because there's people I need to warn that work down in the same shopping center? And it just doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like the United States in 2026. What were your thoughts on the shooting of Renee Good?
Well, given that we also saw videos from the bystander's point of view and the ICE agent, it's clear to me that these people are untrained, and we know from all the recent news that this government's immigration policy and actions aren't following due process. As a citizen and just a person, I'm shocked, angry, and very concerned that this is just fascist actions.
Here comes another truck coming out. See if the ICE agent's wearing a mask. I think they're wearing a mask.
Imagine yourself being forced to leave your home country where you know everything. You know the language, you know the culture, and you get thrown into, let's say, this tundra here. Why would people really want to do that but to have a better life, to get away from persecution or get away from imminent death for not joining the gangs or whatever? Who are we to say that people can't be here?
And the message that they send that illegal immigrants come and, we just hand them money and hand them, is so not true. I have a special needs foster daughter who is in the system, and every year I have to go through many, many, many hoops to re-up her support that she gets for her medical problems that she has. And it is not easy. You don't just walk into a social services office in the county and they hand you a bunch of money. You have to have a social security number for one thing. It's not easy. They portray it like it's, come on into our country and we're throwing you dollars.
They think that we're giving away all these benefits to people who are undocumented, and it's not true. It's not true. I work at the county. It's not true.
What would you say to Kristi Noem if you had an opportunity to speak to her?
Kristi, I would say that, so I'm actually pregnant right now, and I believe passionately that ICE does not represent our city, it does not represent our state, and I can't wait to tell that to my daughter one day. And I would say to Kristi Noem, what the fuck are you doing?
This is George Floyd.
Yeah.
This is the memorial. So we're on our way to where Renee Good was shot and killed, and just a few blocks away is where George Floyd was killed, and we just came up on the memorial there. And I just saw you with your family, I'm assuming, come and put flowers here for the memorial for Renee Good. Why'd you all decide to do that?
Well, I just, this community's gone through so much over the last few years, and, we're over in St. Paul where it's been, not as much, sadly, conflict, and I wanted to just come over here and pay our respects to this poor, kind woman who was unjustly killed, and show my girls that we as a community are all in this together, and we want to show our support any way we can. So
you said there was an ICE raid just happened?
Yeah. They just went there, and randomly they're trying to threatening my roommate, and they're trying to break the doors. I'm a U.S. citizen.
So why are they going into your apartment?
I don't know. I was in the work, and she just called me. I'm going over there, and this is some people with masks. They're trying to break the window, and they just say threatening to open the door. So I'm just wondering if you guys can help anything. That would be good.
I don't know how we could help, but we could go and check it out.
They just randomly show up. I'm just coming from the work. I don't know what's going on over there. They just call me.
So but you're a U.S. citizen, and ICE agents just got a call that they threatened to.
I don't know what's going on over there. But
911 said they already have agents at this address. So
Okay.
they're already there trying to help
Okay.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Police officers are there.
Yeah, I just was transferred by
Let me-
911 to the Bloomington emergency police line.
Let me go. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you guys gonna come over or
Yeah. We'll come. Say the address one more time. You got. So the guy who kind of came up in the middle of the interview and said that his house was being raided by ICE, U.S. citizen, by the way. So we just checked out the house. We didn't see any agents there. Raided a house of a U.S. citizen, and I don't know why.
I think that some people who have joined ICE have received a lot of messages that what they're doing is patriotic, that what they're doing is heroic, that this is what good people do. And if anybody's listening to me who works for ICE, I want you to consider the possibility that what you're doing is making America worse and not better, that this is not what patriotism looks like, that this is not how decent people behave. And if you work for ICE, I think you should quit your job. And I hope you stop doing what you're doing, because if you don't, your children and grandchildren will be ashamed of you and you'll deserve it.
Why'd you decide to come out here and yell at some of the ICE agents that are coming out here?
Because what they're doing is hurting people. This is the safest, kindest, warmest community I've ever been in. And it felt like that until I showed up here. And they want to talk about eliminating crime or getting out criminals that are violent and harming our communities. And I have not seen any criminals harming our communities until these motherfuckers showed up.
Do you think what they're doing is criminal here?
I do, absolutely. There was a man last night when I was here, got arrested right over there, right on the other side, for exercising his First Amendment right. He never crossed that side of the street. He never did anything but stand there and express his feelings, express his opinions. And about 20 of these motherfuckers came out to swarm us, and they arrested a man right on that side of the sidewalk.
And what was the reason? Did you hear what the reason was for him being arrested?
Oh no, we yelled in their faces. We asked for a reason, and nobody said a fucking word.
It's part of Minnesota nice. One Minnesotan is too many.
We're in Minneapolis where the ICE raids are going on, and I was telling my friend here that I have a friend whose family is Irish, and his family came over on a boat to Ellis Island, and his parents are big supporters of President Trump and what ICE is doing. And so he went to Ellis Island to find the record of his family coming over, and guess what? They were not in the records, meaning that his own family were probably like stowaways on the boat, came over illegally. So for a lot of people out there who are saying come in legally and it's fine, many of your own families may not have come in legally.
What's your message to people who are on the sidelines now, who haven't gone out and protested? What's your message to people who haven't gotten involved yet?
Look what happened to the people who stayed on the sidelines in the 30s in Germany. Look what happened to the people who stayed on the sidelines any time that authoritarianism has arisen. These are people that they will come for you. It just is a matter of time. Tyranny finds its way everywhere.
Well, I think they're yelling out of the truck. Did you hear what they were saying or anything?
Go home.
Go Trump.
Yeah,
go Trump. Go home. What do you think about that?
Well, they're white guys with little dicks, I'm sure.